Matthew chapter 22. Once more, Jesus spoke to them in parables, saying, "The kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who gave a wedding banquet for his son. He sent his slaves to call those who had been invited to the wedding banquet, but they would not come. Again, he sent other slaves, saying, 'Tell those who have been invited, look, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fat cows have been slaughtered, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding banquet.' But they made light of it and went away, one to his farm, another to his business, while the rest seized his slaves, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged. He sent his troops, destroyed those murderers, and burned that city. Then he said to his slaves, 'The wedding is ready, but those invited were not worthy. Go therefore into the main streets, and invite everyone you find to the wedding banquet.' Those slaves went out into the streets, and gathered all whom they found, both good and bad. So the wedding hall was filled with guests. But when the king came in to see the guests, he noticed a man there who was not wearing a wedding robe. And he said to him, 'Friend, how did you get in here without a wedding robe?' And he was speechless. Then the king said to the attendants, 'Bind him hand and foot, and throw him into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.' Then the Pharisees went and plotted to entrap him in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him, along with the Herodians, saying, 'Teacher, we know that you are sincere, and teach the way of God in accordance with truth, and show deference to no one. For you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then, what you think? Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not?' But Jesus, aware of their malice, said, 'Why are you putting me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin used for the tax.' And they brought him a denarius. Then he said to them, 'Whose head is this, and whose title?' They answered, 'The emperor's.' Then he said to them, 'Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's.' When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. The same day some Sadducees came to him, saying there is no resurrection. And they asked him a question, saying, 'Teacher, Moses said, if a man dies childless, his brother shall marry the widow, and raise up children for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers among us. The first married, and died childless, leaving the widow to his brother. The second did the same. So also the third, down to the 7th. Last of all, the woman herself died. In the resurrection, then, whose wife of the 7 will she be? For all of them had married her.' Jesus answered them, 'You are wrong, because you know neither the Scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. And as for the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what was said to you by God? I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is God not of the dead, but of the living.' And when the crowd heard it, they were astounded at his teaching. When the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. 'Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?' He said to him, 'You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. And a second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these 2 commandments hung all the law and the prophets.' Now while the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them this question, 'What do you think of the Messiah? Whose son is he?' They said to him, 'The son of David.' He said to them, How is it then that David by the Spirit calls him Lord, saying, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit at my right hand, until I put your enemies under your feet? If David thus calls him Lord, how can he be his son? No one was able to give him an answer. Nor from that day did anyone dare to ask him any more questions. 马太福音第22章，耶稣又用比喻对他们说：天国好比一个王为他儿子摆设娶亲的筵席，就打发仆人去，请那些被招的人来赴席，他们却不肯来。王又打发别的仆人说：你们告诉那被招的人，我的筵席已经预备好了，牛和肥畜已经宰了，各样都齐备，请你们来赴席。那些人不理就走了，一个到自己田里去，一个做买卖去，其余的拿住仆人，凌辱他们，把他们杀了。王就大怒，发兵除灭那些凶手，烧毁他们的城。于是对仆人说：喜筵已经齐备，只是所招的人不配，所以你们要往岔路口上去，凡遇见的都招来赴席。那些仆人就出去到大路上，凡遇见的不论善恶都招聚了来，筵席上就坐满了客。王进来观看宾客，见那里有一个没有穿礼服的，就对他说：朋友，你到这里来怎么不穿礼服呢？那人无言可答。于是王对使唤的人说：捆起他的手脚来，把他丢在外边的黑暗里，在那里必要哀哭切齿了，因为被招的人多，选上的人少。当时法利赛人出去商议怎样就着耶稣的话陷害他，就打发他们的门徒同希律党的人去见耶稣，说：夫子，我们知道你是诚实人，并且诚诚实实传神的道，什么人你都不徇情面，因为你不看人的外貌。请告诉我们，你的意见如何？纳税给该撒可以不可以？耶稣看出他们的恶意，就说：假冒为善的人哪，为什么试探我？拿一个上税的钱给我看。他们就拿一个银钱来给他。耶稣说：这像和这号是谁的？他们说：是该撒的。耶稣说：这样，该撒的物当归给该撒，神的物当归给神。他们听见就稀奇，离开他走了。撒都该人常说没有复活的事。那天他们来问耶稣说：夫子，摩西说，人若死了没有孩子，他兄弟当娶他的妻，为哥哥生子立后。从前在我们这里有弟兄7人，第一个娶了妻死了，没有孩子，撇下妻子给兄弟，第二、第三，直到第7个都是如此。末后妇人也死了。这样，当复活的时候，他是7个人中哪一个的妻子呢？因为他们都娶过她。耶稣回答说：你们错了，因为不明白圣经，也不晓得神的大能。当复活的时候，人也不娶也不嫁，乃像天上的使者一样。论到死人复活，神在经上像你们所说的，你们没有念过吗？他说：我是亚伯拉罕的神，以撒的神，雅各的神。神不是死人的神，乃是活人的神。众人听见这话，就稀奇他的教训。法利赛人听见耶稣堵住了撒都该人的口，他们就聚集，内中有一个人是律法师，要试探耶稣，就问他说：夫子，律法上的诫命哪一条是最大的呢？耶稣对他说：你要尽心尽性尽意爱主你的神，这是诫命中的第一，且是最大的。其次也相仿，就是要爱人如己。这2条诫命是律法和先知一切道理的总纲。法利赛人聚集的时候，耶稣问他们说：论到基督，你们的意见如何？他是谁的子孙呢？他们回答说：是大卫的子孙。耶稣说：这样，大卫被圣灵感动，怎么还称他为主，说：主对我主说，你坐在我的右边， 等我把你仇敌放在你的脚下。”大卫既称他为主，他怎么又是大卫的子孙呢？他们没有一个人能回答一言。从那日以后，也没有人敢再问他什么。